Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening, and God bless you all. If you like to just bear with me for 1 second, I've just got to send a link to my good friend, but I'm going to send it to him on another number, okay? Because he'll will be joining me. Excuse me, excuse me. If we're going to send this link to him on his other number. 1 second, guys. There you go. Yeah, send to his other number. Cool. Good evening, guys. Good evening, and God bless you. Thank you for joining me again for another show. This is the match reaction show for the game over the weekend. Didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, so I'm not that you can do it today. Okay. Also, you'll get a chance to call in as well to have your say about the game. Do you know what I mean? I should be joined by Brian quite shortly, so hang tight for that. Yeah. Also as well, the 45 show is gonna be yeah. The 45 show at the day is gonna return next week, Monday. Okay, it should return next week, Monday. So, slowly getting sort of like the shows at the day into order. So like you know where you're going. You know what I mean? When it comes to my shows. Okay, before I start the show, please like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification button. And also, as well, please can you share this content on all social media platforms, please? Please do that for me. Okay. Okay, on with the show. We are talking about the game over the weekend, which was with the mighty Reds. Liverpool took on Burnley at Anfield over the weekend. Now, after a disappointing game we had the previous week against Arsenal, you know, what I mean, which I still at the day cannot believe at the day that we lost. But we lost. We did. We played. We didn't play well. So what do you expect? Um, Big up Redbird in the building. He says time for another chat, Rods. Yep, big up. Big up Anthony Ball. Big up to you. He goes, big up, bro. Have a good show. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And please do not leave without hitting the like button, my friend. Okay, sorry. Oh, we had to catch my breath then. Uh, yeah, so we didn't really play well at the Arsenal game. So literally was looking to bounce back with a good result and obviously to stay top of the league because earlier that day, Man City played Everton, which I thought Everton might do more better than what they did. Do you know what I mean? Managed to hold him sort of like, oh, my friend's here. Friend's here. Brian, how the hell are you, sir?
Rods, how are you, man?
I am very well. Yourself?
Yeah, good. I was just doing the other thing there. Sorry for being a bit late. It was
No problem, no problem, no problem.
yeah,
You don't have to apologize. You're amongst family here, my friend. You're amongst
yeah.
family. You are
Thank
family, so you
you,
need to apologize.
thank you.
How's your day been? Good?
Yeah. Look, you know my story at the moment is a little bit
Yeah,
difficult. But it's getting better, and it's getting
yeah.
better day by day. So hopefully in a week's time it will be all back to normal. But not a
Good.
brilliant day. Not gonna lie and say it was a brilliant day, but I'm in a good mood because talking to you, man, talking to you always puts me in a good mood.
Well, I appreciate all that. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. And also at the end of the day, Redbus says hello to you as well. Redbus says Brian on tour again.
I am, man. I'm gonna have to start charging you people. I'm gonna
I
start
know
getting myself an agent over here. Right?
it.
No, it's just so it's amazing, man. It's so kind of not humbling or whatever, but it's just so kind of I don't know. I didn't never really expect like people will constantly ask me to come on their shows, and I just really appreciate it because I
No,
didn't
because
think I really do appreciate it. I just want everyone to know, and you all know more than I do. I come on these things to learn as much as I do to
yeah.
talk, and it's great to be invited on so many things. Is just kind of yeah, it is humbling a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest today, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? It's like your insight on the game and day is great. That's why I always have you on. You're like the what can I say? You're like the calming influence on us. Do you know what I mean? You know,
I
you,
try to be. I try to be. I found my
yeah,
own little niche, and there's a lot of people making a lot of noise, so you got to come in there and just be a little bit chilled. And
yeah,
yeah, it's nice that people respond to it. Sometimes they go, it's nice to see sometimes people that get really out and they just go, yeah, actually, let's just chill out for a sec.
yeah,
Let's just
yeah.
let's just chill for a minute. But look, I love a good scrap as much as the rest of us. So
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
you
I
know,
think we all do as Liverpool fans because we're literally born fighters, aren't we? Really, do you know what I mean? You know,
well, hell,
I was,
man, can you
I was
imagine
just,
what it would be like if we were bottom of the league, not top
oh
of the league?
my word,
Oh,
oh my word,
you
that wouldn't be
know,
good, would it?
you need a
Uh,
helmet and a flak jacket every time you did a video.
no, I was just telling people them about sort of like the importance of bouncing back with a good victory after obviously losing against Arsenal. I mean, admittedly, written day against Arsenal, we didn't play well. Do you know what I mean? So
Mm.
if you don't play well, you don't deserve anything out of the game. That's my motto. Do you know what I mean?
I haven't spoken to you since that Arsenal game. I don't think have I?
No, I don't think you have. No,
No,
not since that game.
no.
We did a match reaction to that, didn't we? We did a
Yeah,
match reaction to that.
I
Yeah,
won't go into it too, but yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, to be honest, the way I look at it now, and I suppose the way I look at it after the game, look, if you don't play well, you don't deserve anything. Do you know what I mean? And like we know at the end of the day, yeah, that we can play much better than that. We know that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
I think that's what kind of upsets me. Is like we know we can play better. So to churn out that sort of like that performance, it was like, oh man, what you doing? Do you know what I mean? It was like one of them
yeah.
ones. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, and for them to get the victory, I mean, no, they got the victory. They thought they won the Champions League, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? It was just it
Yeah.
was so funny. You know what I mean? It was like taking pictures and all that rubbish. I mean, come on now. You know what I mean? So I'll get your thoughts on the game. Your thoughts on the game over the weekend. Liverpool 3, Burnley 1. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, man. Like the whole season, I think it was if you were to stand here now and say, right, you have 2 seconds to describe Liverpool's season to me, I'd be right. Shit in the first half, good in the second half.
Mm,
That's been us pretty much all year. Really slow and late, like kind of half asleep for 45 minutes, going 1-0 down. Do you remember the start of the season? We were going
yeah,
1-0
yeah,
down in every single game.
yeah,
But when that Arsenal game was on, it popped up on the screen. Most points won from losing positions, Liverpool 19.
mm,
So we were coming back and coming back and coming back in second halves.
yeah,
It's not sustainable. I don't like it. You'd rather be
yeah,
3-0 up at half time. But it was exactly the same again against Burnley. And lots of we're making Burnley look like Barcelona type of comments going around
yeah,
because we did make them look. And that guy Fofana, look, that man Odegaard, Fofana,
mm,
they do have some good players, but we did give them some room to play, and they did play.
mm, mm, mm,
Mm.
mm.
And it was we're getting to half time again. Right. This is right. This is typical us. And there was a lot of doom and gloom. There was
Yeah,
a lot of doom and gloom because this is not the kind of side that off the back of the Arsenal one, and
yeah,
you're there thinking, right, this is the statement. You come back at all guns blazing, and then we blow Burnley away, and we're getting to
yeah,
half time, and it's supposed to be our big day with the new stand open and what 60,000 fans for the first time ever,
yeah.
and it wasn't quite landing. It wasn't quite going,
No,
and then
no,
Mr. Clutch comes in, Diogo Jota, as per usual, quiet. You
yeah,
don't see much of him. Next thing, pop, goal,
yeah, yeah.
and we're off.
Listen, just a quick one. Just a quick one. I'm gonna bring in Paul Smith, quick, and get his thoughts on the game. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him in quick.
Cool, cool.
Okay,
Bring him forward. Yeah.
Paul, how are you, sir? What was your
I'm
thoughts
fine.
on
How
the
are you,
game?
mate? All right, long time, long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute, fam. It's been a minute.
Yes, yeah.
All
Can't
right,
stay
boss.
long. Okay, I've just got. Just gonna have my say on the performance.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. Go for it, man. Go for it.
I thought we're lackluster. I
Yeah,
mean, have we? As we've been all this season. we haven't produced one particular outstanding performance from minute 1 to what you call stoppage time. Not one decent performance.
I'll
What
give you
about
one,
Chelsea?
Paul. I'll
What
give you
about
one,
Chelsea?
Paul. Villa at home in the league.
That wasn't from minute 1. I mean, they
Oh,
could have had a couple of goals in that game.
What about
Okay.
Chelsea though? What about Chelsea? I thought we
That's
started off.
that's probably the only one close you could say was close to a scintillating performance. But we haven't been consistent. We haven't been consistent at all. Yeah. And I doubt if we're going to win the league this season. To be honest with you.
Now, my caveat to that, and I do get what you're saying. You know, I mean, I understand what you're saying, because I have said a few times today that Liverpool ain't started off well and they need to start off more faster. But my caveat to that is that it's like when Man United at the day was winning sort of like their titles at the day, right? You had a large portion of their games at the day that they didn't play well, but they was able to get over the line. Do you know what I mean? You know, they just had that spark, or they had that player at the day that can, you know, get them over the line. Do you know what I mean? Or like they score one goal and sit in that goal. You know what I mean? And you know, all those type of things. So I kind of look at it and to say, well, where's the performance at the day hasn't been great as such. You know what I mean? We have got over the line. Do you know what I mean? We've only lost. If you want to be really technical about it, we've only lost one game this season, and that was against
Yeah,
Arsenal.
the Tottenham game was
you know what I mean?
what can you say? We were
It's a
robbed.
robbery. It was a robbery. So we've only really lost one game and day, sort of like this season, and they, you know, obviously against Arsenal, where we totally didn't play well. I was just saying before you come on and day, right? If you don't play well, you don't deserve anything out of the game. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, but see what it is with Liverpool. What I find out this scenes with Liverpool, they're just doing enough to get over the line. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you can hope for. Do you know what I mean? You know, you're gonna get those games that day where we play out of our skin. Then you're gonna get those games that you're gonna think to yourself, well, fuck me, we're lucky to get over the line there. Do you understand what I mean? You know, you can't churn out those immaculate performances all the time. Because look at the season that day when we was challenging Man City in the day, Man City, and we lost the league by 1 point, twice. We don't it happened twice, and you know the performance that season and day, right? We was just like blowing teams away, but we never really got anything out of it in the end. Really, do you know what I mean? You know, it's only the last time we challenged them, and then we, you know, obviously we won 2 cups, but like, you know, most of the times that day we never got anything out of it in the league. Whereas we did bits of the day, you know, everywhere else, but we never got anything out of the league. So sometimes at the day, you know, the performances at the day is what it is. Do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes, as long as you don't lose, you're good with me. Do you understand what I'm getting at? But I do feel what you're saying, Paul. I do feel some of the performances at the day. What game was
No, they haven't been up there. They haven't been.
No, they haven't.
Oh,
They haven't. No doubt. I mean, you're totally right. You're totally right, Paul, and I agree with you 100%. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know,
Everton for an hour, Nottingham Forest for an hour. Like really poor. Like someone just need to turn up at Anfield, play a basic defensive formation, like a really basic one, and we were completely like, don't know what to do. How do we break these? We have been, top of the league, but we've been incredibly poor. Well, not top of the league anymore. But incredibly poor.
We're still up, mate.
Are we still top?
Yeah, 2 points. By 2 points, yeah.
Oh, Thingy have a game, and yeah.
We still top, because remember they like City won on Saturday and we won, so they pushed us 2 points. Do you know what I mean?
Arsenal won 6-0 as well.
That was embarrassing for West Ham. They should be embarrassed.
Do you think Arsenal have a shout, Paul? Do you think they're in the run?
I'm not too sure. It depends on the next couple of games. In my personal opinion,
they don't have a goal score for me.
Yeah, they don't. That's right. If you're relying on Nketiah and Jesus, then no.
Didn't matter against West Ham, obviously, but I mean, they fell apart quicker than and one-hit wonder band. I mean, come on. See the timing of those goals, the Arsenal goals against. I didn't know the score, and I checked the score. It was 4-0, and then I saw like 34 minutes, 36 minutes, 38 minutes, 40. It was like, oh, what the hell are these guys doing?
Yeah,
it was. To me, at the end of the day, it's like West Ham should feel embarrassed about that sort of like that result. They were at home, considering at the day they went away to Arsenal and beat them away. Do you know what I mean? They beat them away in the cup. They beat them away in the cup, and they beat them away in the league and everything like that. And you're telling me you're gonna lose 6-0 now? Are you kidding me, man? Come on now, man.
Another final word before I have to pop off now, so I have a final word before I go. Yeah.
Yeah, go on then. Go for it.
I think one game's confirmed that Trent needs to be moved from right back into the midfield or keep the inverted. But he's clearly not interested in playing right back, and I've never thought he was a good right back anyway defensively. So I think
he's never been.
That needs to be whenever whoever the new manager is, that needs to be one of the first things he needs to confront.
Yeah, definitely, my friend. Hey, thanks for calling in, my bro, and hopefully we'll speak again very, very soon. Okay?
Yeah. It's a long time since you've had a call-in show, man.
I know.
Busy man.
Now, what I'm going to do, as I said, I was saying at the beginning of my show, and everything now, I'm going to start scheduling my shows, you know what I mean? So people know where they're at with me with my shows.
At least your subscribers are up anyway, mate.
Yes. And also,
3,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, to be honest, what I'm going to do as well, there are going to be a lot more calling shows as well. I'm going to do a lot more calling shows as well. So, yeah, man, thanks for calling in, Paul, man. It's good to hear.
Thanks for having me on, mate. You take care, mate. Thanks, man.
Take care, brother.
Legend, Paul.
Thanks, mate.
Let me put that to you, Brian. What do you think about this whole Trent situation?
Right, this is going to come off really strong, but I'm so bored of it. But you know what I mean? I'm just so bored of it. And I think that even in 3 years' time, we're still going to be having a conversation about he can't do this, he can't do that. Because, Rodz, I'm telling you, man, no manager out there, nobody out there that doesn't work in the game realizes. I keep saying it. Trent is a problem and he's a solution. Right? He is so good, you have to play him. But playing him creates a problem. You have to create a system that almost entirely accommodates his best attributes and what he can do. I said it before when he was banging on down the wing, being the world's greatest right back, attacking right back, and Robbo was on the left side, being the world's greatest attacking left back, and we were getting more assists from our fullbacks than most teams were getting from their number 8s and 10s and 9s. Henderson was just dropping in.
Yeah.
All he did was drop in and babysit.
Yeah.
And we knew it back then. Trent couldn't defend. We knew it now. Isn't the world's greatest defender, put it that way. Can defend every now and again in one-on-one situation because you can teach. But now it's right. He goes in midfield. Who is his? I change it. Sometimes I call it minder. Sometimes I call it babysitter. I think in this one it's more of a minder when he's inverted. For the fullback, it was more of a babysitter. It's just like, oh well, he's just sitting now, and I'll look after him. Don't worry. Whereas now, it's more complicated. Canate has to move across. Szoboszlai has to cover.
Yeah.
It's if Trent pulls out the game of his life, it won't matter, and he looks like the best player in the Premier League. And it's how can you not play this guy? But you really have, like, I do not envy any coach coming in trying to set up a formation that can work week in, week out and find a perfect system for him. Now, I hear it a lot, but I don't buy it, that Trent only wants to play in midfield. Trent refuses to play right back. Until I hear him come out and say, I don't want to play right back, I want to play in midfield, my future is as a midfielder. Until I hear that from the horse's mouth, I'm not going to take it off some guy on Twitter, right? Until Jurgen Klopp comes out and says, Trent came to me during the summer and said, boss, I think my future should be, I want to play in this. I've never heard Jurgen Klopp say that.
Yeah.
I've never heard it, so I'm not going to believe it from somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of things being thrown around about his attitude now at the moment. None of it has any basis in fact.
Yeah.
You know, it's all just assumptions. Oh, he can't be arsed doing this, he can't be arsed doing that. Play him as a 6, play him in midfield. All of the things it's that he's bad at defensively that get highlighted when he gets beaten defensively. Do people think those will disappear because he plays in midfield? No. He can't concentrate. He gets beaten too. He wanders too far forward. Well, he's not going to do that as a number 6. Number 6 most important position in your team. He can't play number 6 if he wants to be this attacking. I think he's like a modern day kind of the closest thing Klopp will ever get. Now, I said this last night to Kwasi and Zubi. I didn't explain it very well. I think it's the closest thing he'll get to playing with a number 10, like a free role. Not that a number 10 would have a free role, but in a free creative position, as in you go wherever you want to go when we can to try and create stuff. Because Klopp won't use a 10, but he will use him that way. So how do you put him in midfield? Who do you drop? McAllister? Who drops Szoboszlai? Do you drop your 6? Yeah. So who is it? He's a headache, man. He is literally. He's like your most talented. He's like the most talented guy in the band. But he's just not that he's unreliable, but he just wants to. He doesn't quite fit. He doesn't keep the rhythm like the bass and the drummer. But he will play the most amazing solos, or he will. He'll come out. He's just a maverick. He's just kind of like, how the hell do you create one of these modern football systems where everybody has to be here and there and it's all planned out? Again, it's a headache for any coach, and it shouldn't be underestimated how well Klopp has done to get this guy in. Now, people say, well, just stick him, make him play right back. If he's getting paid $400,000 a week, if coach tells him you're playing right back this weekend, he's going to do it. So maybe if we went to a more, a new system with the new coach that just played with kind of like attacking wing backs. Come on, you tell me you don't want him?
Oh, of course. I mean, Xabi Alonso, right. Yes, say things go right for Liverpool, and Xabi Alonso is a successor to Jurgen Klopp, which I think he should be. I can't think of anybody else in the day, right, that could be the successor to Jurgen Klopp. Did you see the game? Did you see the game over the weekend with Leverkusen and Bayern Munich?
I did, because thankfully they showed him on YouTube now for free on Sky Sports YouTube.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so you could watch it for free. I had it on there. It was okay, all right, Xavi.
Yeah,
come on, man.
He literally just destroying them. Right, I've got another caller coming in, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna read out some of the comments and then bring the caller in. Yeah. So caller, hang tight, man. I'll bring you in. Don't worry. Let's go to some of the thing. Time for right. Let's go to this one. Ravi's in the building. Said, "Big up the combo. That's better than a 2-piece of KFC." Such an idiot. It makes me laugh, Smash up the likes and subscribe. Big up to you. Redbird in the building. Redbird says, "Also look good against West Ham. I expect more from the Hammers." I expected more from that. I thought that was embarrassing. Totally embarrassing.
That's a refund job, Rods. That is a refund job.
Yeah, it's stupid. We didn't play well versus Burnley, but we dug deep and won. Jota again still going in, and Núñez looking scoring always. And was it Bracey bonusy there? Ravi. That was a good goal actually by him, by thing.
Yeah.
Facts, Brian. That's coming from Redbird. And last one before we get the caller in. Call in, guys. Link is in the pin. Yeah, the link's in the pin. So when you guys want to call in, You just call in when you're ready, okay? Last one, Ravi says, question, will we see McAllister interchange from a 6 and an 8?
I think so, yeah, definitely.
We'll get to that. We will get to that.
Cool.
I've started. So let me bring our caller in, and it's Jan Ravenite. Big up Ravenite, man. Big respect to you, bro.
Big up, lads. Big up, Brian. Big up, Rodz. Good to see you.
How you doing, my bro?
All right.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
I'm good.
flesh, G.
Good,
So, what did you think of the game, my boy? What did you think?
Yeah, the game was yeah, it was tough to watch, but you always gotta wait for the second half because we usually got in the second half, and yeah, I think it's more important now to just get the wins, and I think the more important thing is that we've got to perform in the big games because we can get by against these sides if we play at below our highest level, but when we play Man City, we've got to be on it because we can't afford to do this against them. But yeah.
Don't you think that? But don't you think though, sort of like when it comes to Man City at the end of the day, right? We always turn up when it comes to Man City. We always sort of like put in that performance.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also think, in respects at the end of the day, listen, I can count on one hand in the day the games at the day that we've played explosives from start to finish. Do you know what I mean? You had Chelsea game the other day, yeah. Aston Villa, yeah. Even Newcastle to a certain extent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is a bit unlucky in the day that obviously Van Dijk got sent off. Do you know what I mean? So I do think we played good, reasonably good from start to finish. But apart from that, you know what I mean, we haven't played.
We haven't that often, yeah.
We haven't that often, but the silver lining in the cloud is the fact that we've always got managed to get results. Do you understand what I'm saying? Managed to get results. And I think, as you think, as probably think as well, I think that's important because, like, when you look back at them, as I said to the other caller, when you look back at the Man United games at the day, right, there was a huge amount of games where Man United never played well. But guess what? They still came out with the title. They still won the game. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes it's not about the performance.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about the result.
I agree.
Do you understand what I'm saying, Jan? Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, the result is always the most important, and I think the problem is that you've always got to have that that hindsight that you can have these performances, but when it goes wrong, then that's when you look back and you go, maybe we could have tweaked it a little bit or we could have done something because it will go wrong. Like that Arsenal game was a prime example where we held our form together with a few iffy performances, and when a team red hot came in, they just capitalized. But like we said, against these smaller teams, we can do this, and getting the wins is still important. So we just got to keep going.
Yeah, I think as well when you look at Arsenal, I don't know if you agree. When we look at that Arsenal game, and we never played good from start to finish. See, there's a difference at the day. It's not starting off good and coming better in the day in the second half, or going towards the end of the first half. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference. But I think that game we played really bad from start to finish. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Do you know what I mean? And against Arsenal and or any team, do you know what I mean, that's in and around you, you can't do that. And that's what disappointed me about that game because I thought, I know, and all Liverpool fans know, if Liverpool played at the top of the game, they're beating Arsenal that day. And to pull out a performance like that after you blitzed up Chelsea, it was disappointing to say the least. And there's Arsenal fans, and they think they won the Champions League after that, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? Gloating in that. But I just think, I know you agree with me that sometimes at the day it's down to the result. Do you know what I mean? So let me ask you a question. What do you think about this? Obviously, this Trent Alexander conversation about, they're saying that he doesn't want to play right back. He wants to play in midfield and so forth. And do you know what I mean? What's your take on it?
I think Brian's seen me in other chats. I'm a big advocate of playing players on form. So for me, unfortunately, with what happened with Bradley's dad, I would have kept playing Bradley until he deserved to be dropped. And I'm not like Brian was saying. It's unfortunate because he's such a good player for us, but the midfield, you don't get a divine right to start for me, no matter who you are.
No.
And Szoboszlai has played that role really well. So it would be really tough. Honestly, he would end up being a rotation player. So on that right eight for me, until we switched system and did a double pivot, which I think he'd suit the double pivot more. But
I think he likes to wander, Revan. I think he likes to wander and go, create, and pick out the spaces. So I think it's to put him in anything like a double pivot, a 6, an 8, and say, this is your... I think that's going to be a huge challenge for any manager. Because, like I was saying, all those things that made him, let's just say, suspect defensively, why do they go away when he plays in midfield? And correct me if I'm wrong, midfield is more important than right back when it comes to not being overrun, being defensive, being on the ball, having your first touch, being good all the time. It's almost as defensively more important than that right back position. So I'm not saying why do people think, but Revan, do you think that those flaws, say concentration, maybe not being most defensively switched on, do you not think they would be exacerbated in a midfield role?
Yeah, I think you're right with that. The problem comes is that something has to give, because I think those problems at right back are also a problem. So he's kind of like in this middle ground where his problems in midfield will cause us issues, but his problems in right back will also cause us issues.
You've just nailed it there, man. Something has to give.
I think he's got to change his game. I think he has to change his game. For me, he's either got to become more of an out-and-out 10, where he just improves his...
I think that's what he is. I think that's him, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got to move more towards that thing if he wants to play in midfield, because, like you said, for me, the way he passes and all that suits a 6, but he hasn't got the awareness and the defensive attributes of a 6.
Exactly.
So he's just... It's just such a weird place he's in right now.
I think he would be. Like, if he was good enough to play in midfield, with all the midfield problems we had over the last couple of years, he never put him in there. He always played him and again, when you're Trent, one of Trent's best abilities, maybe as far as I'm concerned, is his ability to cross from wide. Yes. It's the long passing, yes. I don't think he's he's not a metronome. He's not a short passer. He's not going to get it, give it, get it, give it, get it, give it. He's not Xavi. Yeah. He's going to spot a run from 70 yards away and ping one. That's not what you need in a 6. You need a 6 who can do that if it's on, but that's not his job. To get it, give it, receive it under pressure from the keeper. Can you imagine Trent facing Ali, taking the ball on the turn, being pressed by 2 players, breaking that press and releasing the ball like a 6 has to do? No. I can't. He'll get killed, man.
Yeah, didn't he get killed in one of the games earlier this season? Was it Brighton or something where they scored off it or something, I think? Can't remember what it was, but they passed in the ball. And it wasn't the best of balls, but if he was a proper 6, he would have made the most out of that and just dribbled out of it. But he took a bad touch and they just took it off.
It bounced off him for about 5 yards, man. I remember that. It just literally bounced off him like he was a wall. So where's this? Trent should just go, I think he would have played in midfield loads of times for us already if he was good enough to do the job. Klopp knows what he's not good at. Klopp knows just as much as anyone what he's, but he knows what he can't do. Doesn't get in there for England. So it's again, it's going to be like you'll ask some people, and what they'll do is they'll create a whole system, and they'll come up with we can do this, and this, and then Trent complain.
Okay.
I mean, is that what football is about? No.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Dave, if it's going to be interesting because I was going to say sort of like if Alonso comes in, which I think at the day he's going to be, I can't see any natural successor to Klopp than Alonso.
No, me neither.
I can't see it. So it's going to be interesting at the day when Alonso comes in and how he uses Trent. Does he use him on double pivot, or does he use him at the day as a sort of like as a 10? Because I think I think at the day, if you push him forward at the day, as a 10, I think he'd be awesome because he's more near a goal. More near a goal, he can have his shots and so forth, and he doesn't even have to worry about defending. Do you know what I mean? He's just pure going to be out and out, unadulterated, hardcore attacking. Do you know what I mean?
If you can do, Rod, if you can do anything that takes away defensive responsibility from Trent, you're on a winner.
Exactly. So I think at the day, it's going to be very interesting at the day, because I think I literally think at the day it's going to be nobody else but Alonso is going to come in. That's what I literally think. Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't be putting. I think if we don't get Alonso, it's because we tried and it didn't work. We tried and we failed, or we effed it up. It'll because it wasn't doable. But I think he will be, probably the first. Like if you gave me 50 quid and you said put it on someone, I would be putting it on him.
Yeah, you put it on Alonso all day long because this guy was on Aussie show the other day when he's calling a guy called Frankie's got a channel himself, and he was actually saying it, and they sort of like far as he knows and his friends knows, is that Alonso is a Liverpool supporter. He supports Liverpool. That's his team. He used to come to Liverpool like when he was playing for Real Madrid and Bayern Munich on the off season, he was constantly at Liverpool watching the game. So apparently one of his friends must have spoke to him, got to speak to him, and goes, "What are you doing there?" And you know what I mean, and this and that, and he goes like, he goes, "I'm a Liverpool supporter. I support Liverpool." Do you know what I mean? His kids were born in Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Partly grew up in Liverpool, so he's got that kind of affinity to Liverpool. So if you're gonna put 50 quid on somebody, you're gonna put 50 quid on Alonso.
Look at Rafa. His whole bloody family still live on Liverpool.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But
he's part of that generation that came over, and they Luis Garcia, Alonso,
Luis Garcia, he's still here.
They love Liverpool. They love the club.
They love Liverpool. He's an ambassador. He's a Liverpool ambassador when they do have the pre-season. So it's a kind of thing at the day. Once you play for this great club that we support, once you play for this club, you literally fall in love with the club, literally fall in love with the city and the people. I'll tell you something, Jurgen Klopp. I'll tell you what, and then when his last day comes and he goes at the day, right, he is not going to have a dry eye. I'm telling you, he's not going to have a dry eye. And that's what I'm thinking.
No.
That's what I'm thinking.
What a day
that's what I'm literally thinking. I know at the day, it's sort of like, it's a shot in the dark at the day, and, I'm probably being a bit deluded, you know what I mean? That's why I think in some respects, such is these people's love for Liverpool and the city and the people, makes me feel that somewhere along the line, he might change his mind and say, well, look, you know what? I'm staying. Do you understand what I'm getting at? I know I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, it's just affinity what these people have in a club makes you feel that, he might do. You know what I mean? Jan, any last words before you go?
Let's see. Ahead of the next game, Brentford. I think this is going to be a lot tougher game than Burnley, and we need to sort out our set pieces because I'm telling you, they're going to be lobbing those in, and we really need to have our defending hats on. Hopefully, Ali's back as well, because I think he I think he's important for set pieces as well because I think I see him. He claims a lot more than Kelleher from corners and that. But Kelleher did well last game, but let's hopefully have Ali back for that one. And yeah, hopefully big 3 points and carry on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask Revan a question?
Yeah, go on, mate.
Kelleher's future. What do you think? Do you think he's off? Do you think he's like? Think he's good enough now to get that, say, £20 million move to Bournemouth, Fulham? You know what? You know.
Yeah, I think he's off. I think after the season he'll be off. I think he's like. I don't think he's going to be content with like what's he probably playing 20 games a season here, maybe a little bit less than that.
Oh, if we get knocked out of a cup, that's half his season.
Exactly. Yeah. So he relies on us getting to the end of the cup. So, I mean, I don't know if a keeper is comfortable with that being his like his game time hanging on a thread. So, and he, like you said, he wants to play for Ireland, right, as number one. So, and he's not right now. So,
I just think he's good enough to make that final step to a Premier League club. Do you think he could move to a Premier League club? I mean, it's kind of that was my question. Was
I think he can.
I mean, the guy's got more trophies for Liverpool than a lot of players have.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest today in his first full season, what did he? He's got an FA Cup medal and he's got a League Cup medal. He actually won the League Cup, didn't he? Remember?
Scored the bloody winner.
Yeah. He scored the winner, didn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Saved penalties, scored the winner. In the next cup final, saves a load of penalties, doesn't score the winner. But I mean, what kind of CV? How many other players going around have a CV like that?
Yeah, and he's number two. I feel at the end of the day, you know what you should do at the end of the day, right? To me, at the end of the day, sort of like the Premiership at the end of the day is not the be on the end all. Why not go to Portugal? Why not go to La Liga?
A Champions League club. Yeah.
Why not go to Holland? Do you know what I mean? You know, there's many of countries out there that you can go to, and there are many countries that are reputable. Do you know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? And that can sort of like notch your levels up, and if you want to say that, notch your levels up, so you can play for Republic of Ireland. That's who he is, Republic of Ireland. Yeah, so you can play for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, it's just the goalkeeping situation today is one of the hardest ones. The goalkeeping situation, because of the day, if you got something just as good as Ali, yeah, really good as Ali, it's only certain times you're going to be able to get a game in the day, right? Because we would never put him over Ali, would we? Do you know what I mean?
No.
All right, Jan. Thank you very much for calling in, mate, and hope to hear from you again soon, my friend.
Yeah, cheers, Ross. Cheers, Brian.
Take it easy, man. Nice one.
Thank you very much. Let's answer Ravi's question. Will we see McAllister interchange from a 6 and an 8? What's your thoughts, my friend?
100%, yeah. I think if whoever it is that's our 6 is whatever, you know, just say suspended for a game. I think he's the first guy to drop in there. Do we see him being like rotated, like kind of moved and that? No, hopefully not. I'd like us to have a settled kind of first choice number 6 that isn't McAllister. I don't want him to be our first choice 6. I want him to play in the more kind of box to box type central midfield role. A little bit more emphasis on his attacking play than defensive side. But I think we will, because with Endo at the moment, obviously a really good player, but not the future. You know, he's not going to be. You know, no manager is going to come in and go, all right, I'm going to build around Endo. He's going to be 31, 32. So I think McAllister, with that proper defensive partner beside him that he can play off, that's what we all want to see. The McAllister that we had at Brighton, you know, lots of goals, not lots of goals, but you know, way more attack. So, but if I think he's shown like if say whoever it is injured or whatever, he's a really good shout to be able to just drop him in and play that 6 role. So I wouldn't be kind of kind of annoyed when we see the team sheet and he's playing defensive mid if it's against you know no disrespect but a lower team,
Yeah.
But he's got all the skills. But I don't know what do you prefer him? Like I prefer him more attacking. Anyway.
I do. I prefer more attacking. Although he can do like that defensive role and he can do the simple jobs well, I do think at the day when he's doing that defensive role, I think we do lose a bit of him as a player, and I think he's more sort of like you see more of him, and you get the best out of him when he's more advanced and more attacking. So yeah, I'd rather see him as an 8 really. Do you know what I mean? Or in a double pivot. I think he'd be great in a double pivot. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, to be honest, at the day, sort of like Alonso at the day when he comes in, I'm saying he's coming in. But when he comes in, yeah, he's gonna have a lot. He's gonna have a lot of good options, and plus as well, you're gonna want to bring in a few of these players as well. You know what I mean? So you never know. He might take some players that they from Leverkusen and they come over with him, because for most of the people at Leverkusen that he's got their Leverkusen now, this is the first time they're going to be able to win a title. Do you know what I mean? Because when he took over Leverkusen, there was then a relegation zone.
They were 18, yeah.
Yeah, and look what he's done with them now. Do you know what I mean? So, so really and truly, and don't be surprised at the day if Lonzo comes in. Don't be surprised at the day that some players one or two players want to come over and join him. Do you know what I mean?
And like you said, one or two will go. As always happens, one or two will go.
Yeah.
But it won't be. But this is one question I want to ask you because I was watching a show last night. Two of the boys, I'm not going to go into names, but one of the boys was saying that, and this was the bit that I didn't like, was they were doing what we were doing, which is fine. Alonso was going to come in. So I was like, yeah, no, we're cool with that. We can run with that. We'll run with Alonso. But the idea was, well, Alonso plays 3-4-2-1. And I was like, whoa, let's put the brakes on here. He's playing 3-4-2-1 right now. That's not like it's a Klopp system that's the only thing he will play, and that's the only system he will use.
Yeah.
He's used different systems before. It's not like he's a Guardiola. It's 4-3-3 only. It's not like that. Or not, well, don't Christ say the old style 4-3-3 where it was just one system. He is really, really flexible.
Yeah, he is.
So, but what one of the guys was saying was, if he comes in and plays that system, and he was being a bit critical of McAllister anyway, he said, I don't see a place for McAllister in that system, and I'd sell it. Like, because one or two will go, he'll come in and go, oh, brilliant player for Liverpool, but doesn't quite suit my style. But this guy, who I have a lot of respect for, a really nice guy, I really like him, great respect for him, but his take was, I'd sell McAllister if Alonso comes in.
Why would you want to do that?
This is what I was asking. It's just kind of like, whoa, holy hell! Can we put the brakes on here a little bit? I mean, we just bought the guy. I'm pretty sure he just won the World Cup, and he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't get that, because he entered a charity lottery draw, and you kind of have to make your way into these teams. And it's like, okay, Alonso would have no place for McAllister. Like, wow, okay, that's a hot take on that one. I'm interested. That was the really extreme version, and like we've just been saying, players will come, players will go. Who do you think would go?
The thing is about it, that when it comes to McAllister, at the end of the day, that he's very flexible in any system. Do you know what I mean? And it shows at the end of the day of how he's playing with Liverpool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
1 minute, one time at the day you can find him as a DM. Next time at the day he'll be sort of like more attacking. He's very flexible, so I don't really buy. You know what I mean? the fact and day that we have to sell sort of like McAllister if Alonso comes, because Alonso only plays one system. Because also what you got to remember as well is Alonso and day he's learnt from the best. He's learnt from Rafa. He's learnt from Mourinho. He's learnt from Ancelotti, and he's learnt from Guardiola.
That's a hell of a list. That's a hell of a list.
These are great managers, and plus his old man and they was a coach.
And he probably had Del Bosque at Spain.
Yeah, exactly.
He had a lot, man. It's a who's who. It's a fucking who's who up top.
Come on now. If if you can't make it, and then they, as a coach, and then they playing under these guys, these great guys, and you haven't been listening. You know what I mean? When he was getting trained by them, he wasn't listening. Do you know what I mean? No,
we know he was listening.
Exactly.
We know he was.
Yeah, exactly. So Alonso strikes me as a very intelligent guy. So I know for a fact, and then that he was listening. By the recent results and then day of what he's doing with Leverkusen tells me, and then he's been listening. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what did all those sort of like those managers have in common? Yeah, they had in common, and they was adaptable to different systems. Yeah, adaptable to different systems. So no doubt, and he's learned that off them as well. So
you take the best, don't you? You take the best bits.
Yeah, he's not going to come in.
You add your own little flavor to it, and that's what makes you who you are.
He's not going to come in. He's not going to come in and they sort of like, and just play one system. As for sort of like who goes and who stays, I'll be fair. I'll be honest with you, right? At this present stage, I don't see anybody going. I don't see anybody going. If
I'd like that too. Yeah, I'd apart from the Matets and the Alcantaras and the end of contract.
They're going anyway. Yeah, they're going anyway. Yeah.
He's not going to come in and go, I've no need for Darwin. I've no need for Robbo. I've no need for
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Apart from the obvious, at the end of the day, that will go. That's going in the season, like your Matip, and like probably your Adrian, and probably your what's gonna call it, your Thiago. That's the obvious. You know what I mean? The obvious people. Do you know what I mean? That are gonna go. Other than that, I don't see anybody going, because I think every other player that's there, he needs them and some. Do you know what I mean? Just sprinkle two more on there, and you're fucking quality. You're good. You're good to go. You're good to go. You know what I mean?
It's not like because the Moyes Ferguson thing has been brought up, and it's right on one level, but it's so far different on the other one, because basically Alex Ferguson left David Moyes a car that was pretty much like, I mean, it's like it just won a Grand Prix.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't take it out on the road, because it's going to burst. It's gone. That engine is about to blow.
Yeah.
It needs, like, the tires are gone. It needs new brakes. The gear shift is worn out. It just won a Grand Prix, yeah, but it needs to be rebuilt. It needs. I pushed it right to the limit, and I put Robin van Persie in there, and he literally won that league. We're leaving the new manager an amazing squad. The squad the new manager is getting. I mean,
I think the difference. So you got Crossy. The difference with Klopp, as you just pointed out, is the fact that you know what I mean. He's left sort of like he left Moisey at the end of the day with a Ford Cortina. Yeah, Klopp let's say Alonso comes in. Klopp is leaving sort of like Alonso with a Bugatti, with a Bugatti car. He's literally leaving him one of that. Because if you look at some of the players, even some of the players that he's brought up from the academy, yeah, right. McDonald, what's that guy? Kwanzaa, Bobby Clark, Conor Randall. Do you know what I mean? Those players that he's brought up from sort of like, you know what I mean, for the academy and giving them first team football. Even them, and then at a very good standard. Do you know what I mean? So really and truly, and you come into that club and everything, that right, and you start seeing that them boys trained and doing their stuff and doing their stuff. You're gonna think to yourself, well, I don't need to change. I don't need to get rid of anybody. Really.
Can I just, Rods? Can I just ask you a question? This to me, like you just said it there now, and I haven't really heard it said before too many times. That's not normal. Kwanzaa, Bradley, McConnell, Clark. That's what Man United used to do back in the day. Can you name me another club in the Premier League, apart from maybe Bob and Rico Lewis at City? Name me another club that's brought through that quality from at the highest level in the last few years.
No, I can't see other. I mean, yeah, you're right. We got Man City. Man City bought through. I mean, other than Man City, because Man City bought through Phil Foden, and they bought through Bob guy, and they bought through that guy that went to Chelsea.
Oh, Cole Palmer, yeah, excellent player,
yeah, but went to him.
They sold him.
Yeah,
I mean, we're bringing them in and putting them in our
club. And we're keeping them. No, I can't. I don't know any other team at the day that's done things like that. Because even that, even if you look at sort of like what Liverpool's done, and in the fact of bringing through these players, and we're leading, and because remember at the day, right, we brought through sort of like we also brought through Trent Alexander. We brought him through, yeah, and looking now, yeah, we brought through Jones as well, Curtis Jones.
This is what I was going to say. Have we kind of quietly, without anybody knows, had a little bit of but a bit of a mini, and I emphasize mini, a little bit of a mini class of '92?
Yeah.
Coming in here?
Yeah.
Because these boys aren't being big name in the in the youth. Oh, best player in the youth. Unbelievable. Jordan Ibe, Jerome Sinclair. They don't actually make it. Bradley looks like the real deal. Kwanzaa looks like he could play for anybody tomorrow.
Yes, and you know what it is, Brian? It's just so refreshing when you see all. It's so refreshing. You know, when you see sort of like these kids coming through and getting a chance, and no other clubs doing it. So that's what I'm trying to say. Lonzo comes in, especially when he sees the kids play as well. Do you know what I mean? Right? He's naturally going to think it, and they will. I don't really need to get rid of anybody. The people that that you probably need to get rid of are getting rid of themselves anyway. You know what I mean? Trent, Matip, he's going. You know what I mean? Thiago, he's going, and probably Adrian, he'll probably go as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's just safe for spending. He doesn't really have to do much. And apparently, if you listen to rumors, and if rumors are to be right, and then right, it's like the next manager that comes in to the club is going to have so much money to spend. Do you know what I mean? He's going to have a lot of money to spend. And I put that down to sort of like obviously in the day, if it goes through, that Klopp goes, and then we'll get a new manager. FSG does not want to make that same mistake as they made with Klopp. Because had they treated Klopp right, Klopp would have probably still be, wouldn't be going into the season. Do you understand what I'm saying? So don't be surprised at the day if FSG make funds available for Xabi Alonso. Don't be surprised if then they make funds available for him and say, look, here's the fund. You can buy any player you want and so forth. Don't be surprised because they don't want to make the same mistake as they did last time.
No, I think they will give money. Yeah. I think we give money.
I'm gonna get through some of these chats. Big up Red Bull that's coming from Ravenite. Ravenite was he called in tonight. Great guy, man. I'm gonna, as I said, Brian, I'm gonna do more of these corner shows. I've decided in my head that every Friday I'm gonna do a calling show. So I hope to have your company as well, my friend. Being a coach. I'll get thing as well. I'll get what's his name? and Anton. I'll get him as well. So there's like three of us Liverpool supporters chopping it up. You know what I mean? So yeah. Liverpool, you have to be careful with our high line versus Brentford. Yeah, that's true. If we too far forward and they get dangerous ball over the top, we will be screwed if we are not switched on. Yeah, because they've got some pace. They've got some pace.
And they got Ivan Toney.
Yeah, they've got Ivan Toney. And Burma as well. He's not too bad. We need young Connor ASAP. Apparently Connor Bradley is back. He's back now.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing on that, Rod, with Connor?
Yeah.
Is that because like we were talking about, this is relatively kind of new to us. Like, it's not new to Liverpool, but we haven't done this in a while in terms of like having an academy player that's come through that's been brilliant and like obviously brilliant from the start. And this is one thing that I'm kind of happy, and I like that. This doesn't sound patronizing, but a lot of kind of younger fans that have always been kind of more not obsessed, but like, oh, we need to buy this guy that's 60 million and we need this huge name and this famous name. And when it comes in and we get him, it feels great that we've got this guy. Virgil van Dijk and Alisson and Szoboszlai, McAllister, when he came in. Like, we love it when it happens. But I think maybe some fans now that haven't maybe experienced it before are realizing that the feeling you get and the buzz you get and the pleasure almost that you get from an academy player
Yes, mate.
and being good is 10 times better than you will ever get a buzz. That buzz is 10 times stronger than any £100 million player, because that's one of your own. That gets you in the fields, if you know what I mean.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You've hit the nail on its head. You know what I mean? We need sort of like get somebody that comes through. You know what I mean? Comes through the academy and he does well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Number one, you feed yourself, well, I've just saved myself like 50 or 60 million here. Do you know what I mean? I've just literally just done that. Do you know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
It's the greatest.
It is the greatest feeling. It is. It should be. People should know that nothing feels better than a Robbie Fowler. Like, Robbie Fowler came through our academy and he's still one of the greatest strikers in Premier League history.
Yeah.
Nothing feels better than that. No 200 million for Mbappe. No freaking, 200 million from Vinny Jr. That as good as it might be will never feel better than an Owen or a Fowler coming in and dominating.
Yeah, I remember when this guy Owen first come in. I remember when he first come in, and I can remember the time, and everybody was talking about this new guy, and because at that time I kind of like I didn't come off Liverpool altogether. It's just that I wasn't really watching them as much as I used to or as I am now, and like people sort of like start talking about this guy called Owen, and like I didn't even know who this guy was. The next minute, I actually saw him play. I can't remember what game it was. I saw him play. I thought, wow, what a player. And I said, where did we get this guy from? You know, because we didn't buy him. He came through the academy. I was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? It was just like one of them. Do you know what I mean? But it is a gratifying feeling. We need to play young Connor Bradley. He's back. Red, but he's back. I feel Matip will go in summer. Yes, I do. I do think he's going in summer.
Yeah, he's gone, unfortunately.
Yeah. Lots of laugh, Brian. Charity lottery draw. Lee Clark, Newcastle legend, is Bobby Clark's dad, isn't he? Yes, he is, Ravi. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Another question from Ravi says, question for both. How do we deal with any Brentford threat? I'll go first. What you got to do at the end of the day, right? You have to be very decisive when it comes to Brentford. They can be beaten at home. You have to be very decisive and start off fast. Do you know what I mean? You can't start off slow because they'll have the beating of you. Because all they do is just low block all game. You have to start off fast, get in and around them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and hopefully, like Jota can get a goal. You know what I mean? We've got to make sure we get the first goal. So then they're chasing the game against us, and then we can pick them off. You understand what I'm saying? But the how we sort of like, to me, how we beat Brentford will be important. That we have a good start. That's how you beat them, to have a good start to the game, and then make them start chasing the game after that. Do you know what I mean? What's your thoughts on that one, Brian?
Well, the best way to deal with any threat from a club like that is to basically nullify it, and that's the easy answer. You know, you just you take it away from them. They're very strong in midfield. It is kind of the Tony show when they don't play well. But the thing with Thomas Frank is he's a really, really good manager. He's a serious coach.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's good.
He's going to have a kind of a system. He's not too proud to say, I'm going to do this today or I'm going to do that today to cope with these guys. So you have to kind of realize probably what it is they're doing earlier on. And I've seen, basically what you do with Virgil is you put him in one of those Mark, Ivan, Tony out of the game type modes. And I think that's really the best way to do it, is to just dominate them. Dominate them defensively, because they are really good, they're really clever, but they're also limited enough. So, like you saw, what did they go 3-0 up on Arsenal? Arsenal were lucky to come back and draw 3-3 a few months ago. Yeah. And that was without even Tony. So, how do you nullify their threats? It's just by kind of playing their own game, because we don't know what they're going to be to a degree apart from Ivan Tony. Yeah. And, like, that's the kind of goal that
I feel we can beat them on Saturday, you know. Honestly,
me too.
Honestly, feel we can beat them. I'm literally gonna do. I'm gonna do a watch along show for that on Saturday. Do you know what I mean? But I feel we can beat them. But it's important that we get a good start. Ravi has got another question here. He says, question: how do we get the best out of Gravenberch and Gappo? I'm putting that one on you, Brian.
Well, remember the question I was asking earlier on about the Alonso kind of thing? I was trying to be, not create, but devil's advocate, blah, blah, blah. If the new manager was to come in, who's under threat sort of thing. The one name that kind of, as I was thinking about it, did leap out to me a little bit there was Gravenberch. Because I think he is, like we all know, very much a Klopp project. Klopp wanted him 2 years ago, nearly got him. Wanted him 18 months ago, nearly got him. Then eventually 8 months ago, he gets him. And it hasn't caught fire for him, like Ravi is suggesting there. Excuse me, hasn't blown up. So I think basically I was trying to talk to somebody about new managers. And I was using him as a perfect example. When a new manager comes in, one could look and go, I don't need that Gravenberch kid. He's not for me. Another could come in and go, I'm building my midfield around you. So I think he's one that could be in that. Depending on who the next guy is. Yeah. So it's how do we get the best out of him? He is a genuine project, and it is a good question. And Gakpo as well. Again, Gakpo, the best way to get him is to actually decide what his best position is and play him in it week in, week out. Okay. Because Gakpo could fall between the cracks.
Yeah, true.
He could get lost.
True. Right. Let's go and quickly do some player ratings, okay?
Okay, so
player ratings. Because we cannot forget that, because the guys did pretty well. Kelleher, what are you giving Kelleher?
I thought he made some really good saves early on, and I'm not blaming him for the goal. So 7.5 to 8. If you want to do round numbers, I'll go with 8. No, I won't. I'll go with 7. 7.
7. Okay, I can
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Let me do something here.
He made a couple of nice saves earlier on. You know,
Yeah.
0-0 as well. You know, in the crucial moments. So
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 7.5. I think he's worth a 7.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
7.5 because he did make some good saves, and I think the header and sometimes you just got to put it down to a great goal. To be honest.
exactly. Please, thank you for saying that, Roz. I've been telling people all day. It's like sometimes a goal is just good. You know, it's not about zonal mark and this and that. It's just sometimes they can score a good goal. And Kelleher as well. Don't forget, Kelleher will not have been expecting to play.
Yeah.
He will only have found out on the night before, maybe, that you're playing. So,
He
and
did.
can I ask a question, because I can't remember who was then our sub keeper on the bench?
Oh, it's some.
I know it wasn't Adrian. It was some random, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's some. I can't remember where he's from. I can't remember where he's from. Actually, I'll tell you right now. I will tell you right now.
Some weird kind of Hungarian name or a Czech name or something like Schlodsy or something like this. It was something weird, like
a 3-1. Right, line up. Right, so he hasn't got him in there, you know. Hasn't got the bench. He's always got the bench. Is Elliot, Gappo, Tishimikas, Clark, McDonald. Oh no, yeah, he has here. Poland. He's from.
okay.
Adrian Morzek, something like that. 20-year-old Polish guy. Polish.
Yeah. Smodzic or something like that kind of
thing. Some name, man.
Yeah.
Robertson. What we saying for Robertson?
I would give Andy a 6.5. 6.5. Just coming back off an injury, so
yeah. He needs time to find his footing. So yeah. So let's say he had a just above average game. I mean,
I'm never selling my Adrian keeper shirt, Ravi. What are you talking about? They'll be burying me in that Adrian keeper shirt.
Ravi, such a dick. Kelleher. What's my man saying about Kelleher? Yeah, he said 7 for Kelleher. Ravi said 7 for Kelleher. We are blessed to have a quality backup keeper. Facts. Brian, did you manage to sell your kid? You're wicked. 6 fair was steady. Yeah. Right. So what we saying about VVD?
7.
7. Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. I was gonna say that as well.
Good, solid BVD type game.
Yeah. Kwanzaa, I thought he was alright actually. I thought Kwanzaa was good today on Saturday. You know, I rate him highly anyway.
Oh well, yeah.
I rate him.
I like the fact that he can play on the right side as well. Because I was kind of under the impression that he could only play on the left. So
yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7. 7.
Oh,
Trent, he paid 1/2, didn't he?
Yeah.
He paid 1/2. What are you saying for Trent?
He got an assist. So
He did, didn't he?
Yes, I don't know what 6 or 7, 6.5. So like he only played a few minutes, so
Yes, say
he assisted the opening goal. So
yeah, so bump it up to 6.5.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Okay. It was Curtis Jones was here, wasn't he? Curtis Jones was left central midfield. He was. I think Curtis Jones was good. You know, I thought he was good even when he went to right back. He done well at right back, didn't he?
Yeah, no, it's kind of the classic kind of all-rounder performance when you need someone to go in and slip in somewhere and do a job. You look around and you look at Curtis Jones and you go, yeah, I can ask him to play right back for 20 minutes or whatever. He'll be okay. It's just a great kind of team performance from him and doing everything that was required of him and not letting anybody down.
Yeah.
Like, you could have put Endo maybe at right back and he might have been just as good, but
yeah,
I think Jones is great. It's going to go 8 for me.
Yeah, I was going to give him 8. Exactly what I was going to do. I was going to get, because I, not only that and everything that, right, I just think at the end of the day, right, his attitude this season has been great.
Yeah, spot on.
It's been spot on. It's just been great. And then whenever he's been called upon to do something, he's done it, and he's done it well. So his attitude has been exemplary for me this season. Do you know what I mean? A long may it last. Wataru Endo. You know what I mean? He wasn't too bad. He was all right, actually. He took one for the team, and he took a yellow card for the team, didn't he? Took one for the team, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right. Say no more.
Yeah. Pause. I'll give him a 7. He just come back from international duty. I thought he had a good game. As I said, he took one for the team, didn't he? You know what I mean? He knew that guy was gonna, get away. Do you know what I mean? So, pulling him back, except a yellow card. And that's what you want for the midfielders at the day. Do you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to take one for the team, mate.
The very best of this is a compliment, Endo. The best in the world in his position, if they have to, they will do it in the 8th minute. They'd rather not do it till the 70th minute.
Yeah.
But they can go and they can get a yellow card after 8-9 minutes, and everyone's like, "Oh, look at him!" And then they can just play the game.
Yeah.
They can just get away with it, they can keep. But that to me is a real kind of hallmark of the IQ is right. Knowing that, you can get one in a game, and knowing that even if it is only in the 9th minute, now is the time to take. That's the real IQ is to go, okay, I know it's only the 9th minute, but I gotta stop this one.
Yeah. And he's done that quite a few times in certain games, and
I reckon he's got a few yellows. I don't know if you can look up, but I reckon he's got a fair few yellows for us.
Yeah. But he's done that where he's taken a yellow card on the day, right? And he just played the whole game. You ain't heard a peep out of him. He's just made the perfect tackles and this and that. Do you know what I mean?
And that'll be if they get their way. That yellow, that's a blue sin bin card now.
Yeah,
that yellow.
I'm gonna do a show on that soon. You know what
I mean? Off the pitch for 10 minutes is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. But
ridiculous. McAllister, what do you think of his game? And give me 1 second. I'm gonna come back. I'll leave you to it for 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. McAllister is someone I've seen criticised a lot on a couple of shows, and I think he was being kind of pushed into a different position. Obviously not. Not his ideal spot, but Jones plays there as well. The whole Trent going off made it difficult. But if you look at our whole team, we had no Konate, we had no Gomez, and we had no Connor Bradley. We had no Szoboszlai, we had no Mo Salah. We had maybe RBL could have gone in there, but then you moved Jones. So that right hand side, like it was in the Arsenal game, was completely chopped and changed. And he was being played out of position. He was being asked to do different things. And he didn't have his greatest game. He didn't have his biggest impact. And that's to be understandable because I think this might be, as usual, when you get these kind of scenarios, this will be the first time this 11 has ever actually started a game together. There's no way Kwanzaa, Endo, McAllister have ever played in those three positions starting in a Premier League game. So a lot of that was what brought him out of, brought him into the firing line, as it were, in terms of who was having a bad game in the first half. But like I say, this is all to do with tactical switches and moving players around. And he's the kind of guy who would probably have a half decent game being played in a different position that he's not used to, and then can kind of, still be 7 out of 10 or whatever, because he's not going to let you down. But I've seen it said that he dropped into a double pivot afterwards. He didn't play as an 8. He played as a 6. Endo played as an 8. I think there was a lot of kind of chopping and changing, and maybe even the players themselves were kind of swapping roles. I don't know. I'm not going to say I saw them doing it, but I'm just saying maybe that was something that was going on. And as a footballer, he's not someone that's ever really going to let you down. I saw and I think the way that I would sum this up is, I think it was 12-man show was earlier on, and he just kind of did a quick run through his stats, and he was, all his attacking stats and all of that stuff was actually really, really poor, but his defensive and kind of ground duel stuff was still at a really high level, because that was the kind of thing where it wasn't quite coming off for him on the day. He made no key passes. It wasn't quite working for him, but he then still kind of worked and put in the defensive side of games. So I just think whatever it was, the shift in the system didn't quite allow him to settle and have his best game. I think maybe that was just more like the shape. Like, again, I was saying, Rod, there, the players we have out, we can't ignore. Like, there's a lot of players that didn't play on that side of the pitch.
Yeah.
Well, someone kind of got shoehorned into a role, and
Yeah.
I just think the fact that basically all the attacking stuff that he was trying, long passes, through balls, and all that stuff, he was really, really low down. But all his defensive stuff was really good, because he was just having one of those days where what he was trying wasn't quite coming off, but he put in a really good shift.
Yeah.
All the other stuff. So,
Would you say a 7?
oh, it's an archetype. Yeah, it's the total 7 out of 10 performance, really. But I've seen him get some stick, man. I've seen him get some stick.
I know, and I don't agree with it. I literally don't agree with it. Do you know what I mean? But you know what it's saying, it. You just can't please everybody. Do you know what I mean? You literally can't.
Yeah.
1 minute and then they talk like they're all in praise of, like, of McAllister, saying, yeah, he's this and that. He had one game where that some of the stuff he's trying doesn't come off, but he still works hard and he gets slated. So I just don't listen to a lot of these people. You know what I mean?
And we all have days like that. It's not that we all have a day like that where you do your basic, and the couple of things you don't quite work out for you.
Yeah. No, it's just life, but people are literally too hard on people. Do you know what I mean? They expect them to be this sort of, like, 100% dynamic player. Do you know what I mean? But like, I just don't like. I literally don't like putting pressure on, these players like that. Do you know what I mean? You can't be this, this bulldozer all the time. You know what I mean? Luis Díaz. What did you think of Luis Díaz? What's your rating for Luis Díaz?
Popped up with a goal.
Yeah.
Worked hard again, like McAllister. It's kind of like a very Luis Díaz performance. Never going to be my favorite player. Never going to be someone that blows my mind. I think he's kind of at, he is what he is at the moment, and he's popping up with a few more goals recently. But he doesn't impress me much. What's that song? What's her name? Is it like Leanne Rhymes or something?
Oh yeah.
That don't impress me much.
No, that's you're talking about Shania Twain.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's just
good singer as well. She's a good singer, very good singer.
Yeah, look, hard worker, super, brilliant, all that kind of stuff. But at the defensive side and the working hard and the tracking back and the yada yada. But the the kind of that magic moment.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Do you agree at the end of the day, right? he's still that sort of player that you have to have in your team. Do you agree with that?
I like him on the bench. I love him as our best. I love him as our second best left winger.
Yeah.
But I'm not comfortable with the fact that he is the best left winger, if that makes sense, because he flatters to deceive a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, the amount of times he has problems beating a man, and he's lost a bit of confidence maybe to try and beat somebody.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit. If he was 22, I'd be okay, but he's 26, 27, so I think this is as good as he's ever going to be. And for me, we've had better. I'm a Liverpool fan, Rodz. I'm old. I'm an old person, and I'm a Liverpool, right? I'm over 40, so on the internet I'm ancient, right? But I've been watching Liverpool long enough to know that we've had better players, and you can have better players. It's not that he's not all that. It's not that he's not good, but we can do better. And maybe in 18 months, maybe he's someone the new manager doesn't like. Maybe he's someone the new manager says.
Or
6 million for him.
Or maybe he's somebody that the new manager makes better.
Exactly. This is the exciting thing. This is the exciting thing, man. We don't know what we're going to. Again, we don't know what manager is going to be. We don't know what formation we're going to play. Again, I'm all for this. Like I'm all for the embracing it and change and new things. Again, I might be saying different in a year, but it's going to happen. So as much as I know I'd love to be with you, Rodz, I don't think there's any change of mind coming. But I know why it's in your heart. But yeah, for Diaz, not to get off the Diaz topic, I just think he's okay.
Yeah.
I'd say that his whole career. I'd say that his whole career at Liverpool, it's okay.
Let's face it, yeah, right. You got Salah. Salah is fit to play, and he's playing. You probably would see Diaz coming off the bench. You know what I mean? Because I think Klopp's first choice is Jota on that left.
I wouldn't be against it. Yeah, I mean,
that's his first choice. That's his first choice. Jota off the left. I'm telling you, that's his first choice. Do you know what I mean?
I think Jota works just as hard as Diaz does. He's just,
and he gets goals.
And that's the thing, he gets big goals.
Yes.
Big goals. Like I was talking to someone earlier on. Tell me about a striker, right? Tell me about a striker. One of them has 12 goals, right? The other has 18 goals, right? But the guy with 12 goals, 70% of those goals have either been the first goal in a game or the winning goal in a game, the clutch goal, or the guy with 18. And 14 of those goals he scored after we were already 2-0 up.
Right.
Or 3-0 up. Now, I know it's an extreme scenario and it would never happen. But I'm talking about two different types of strikers.
Yeah.
The guy that it's 0-0, it's 75 minutes. He can pop up. But that guy who, when you're 2-0 up, he can score for days. When everybody's running and trying to get, and he has all the space. But that guy who, it's a tight game, who can pop up. Those 10 goals are worth twice as much as those 18 goals that were scored from winning position. And Jota for me is that guy that will just pop up with that opener.
Big facts. It's big facts. Ravi says 7 for Jones. Did a job. Yep. Also says Jones, he has improved, which is good to see. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna start that question there. Big up early doors football TV. Big up to you. He's big West Ham fan. So make sure you go over and like and subscribe to Early Doors Football TV. He says a big up Anfield Uncle Rodz. Hope you are well. Smashing a like for you. Thank you very much, bro. Big up to you, my friend.
And early doors, sorry to cut across, early doors, if you have a chance, if you have time, maybe put in a quick comment, thoughts on Moyes after the weekend, or where you think you're going, or
yeah.
How you feel after that 6-0, because is it the end of the road for Moyes, or I'd be interested to hear, because I've seen you around. You're a good man. Good, really
Yeah.
good man.
Evening all in the chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, if you're still in there and you heard what Brian said, yeah, drop us a sort of like a comment to sort of like tell us what your thoughts on your club and that. You know what I mean? We can speak from a rival point of view, but I would like to hear from an actual fan and the day of West Ham what they.
Only way to hear it, man. Only way to hear it is from the real fan.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Shall I take Shauna Twade? It's Shauna Twade. Shauna Twade. You know what I mean? Shauna Twade from late 90s. Yeah, she done this tune. She done this record called was it From This Moment? Ooh, what a tune! What a tune! Philip Bibb was in the building. He says Jones looks a lot different to Jones of last season. Yeah, true. Where we were saying he wasn't good enough for us. I've always, not being funny, I've always at the day backed Curtis Jones. I've always said at the day I've rated him. Do you know what I mean? Over 40 is the new 20. Lots of love.
I'd say just like what you were saying. I always said that Jones hadn't kicked on. I was in this kind of I was kind of saying he's not good enough for us if he stays where he is, because he hasn't kicked on. He's the same player he was 3 years ago. This season, and maybe some of it, but this season definitely something seems to have kind of clicked with him. Not say clicked or changed, but it's just happened for him this year, and now he has kicked on. So it's okay to change your mind.
Yeah,
it's okay to look at it as it was a year ago or 18 months ago and go, I don't see the progression in this kid. I don't see how much better he is than he was 18 months ago, because he had stalled. And anybody that says this is linear, anybody can draw a line from here back to 4 years ago and it's an upward curve, is lying to you. Because basically what I'm saying is he got up to a certain point and then he flatlined for 2 years, 3 years. And now it's gone right up again. And yes, so that's fine to praise it now and say he is there now. But that's all people were saying, is he hasn't kicked on. He needs to kick on. And if you don't kick on, you won't last at Liverpool. You'll be replaced, because there are lots of really good footballers out there. And yeah, he's taken it on. He's gone. So yeah, props to him. But let's also be fair to ourselves when we're making judgments 18 months ago, speaking about a player who hadn't performed for 2 months like he's performing now. So we can't go kind of reverse engineer our thoughts. So I get what Ravi's saying, but like the 2 years ago everyone said this, or no, it's okay like to say 2 years ago that he wasn't playing well, and then to be able to say, that's what I call maturity, is saying, yeah, he has changed. Don't nail your opinions to the mast and then die on that hill, as it were. Allow yourself to change. Allow your opinion to grow. Otherwise, you'll tie yourself up in knots and you'll be arguing with people. Oh, you said this 2 years ago. Oh, God, man. I mean, 2 years ago, the whole world was different.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I was 2 years younger than what I am now.
Yeah, and I had a full head of hair as well. So, things change very quickly.
I'm telling you, mate. Ravi says Diaz. I wish his end product would convert more, if that makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense.
Absolutely. That's all we all want, man. We all want goals and assists. That's all we want.
Yeah.
We're simple people at the end of the day.
There you go. Ravi says, because Diaz, he has got it in his locker. He's got it in his locker, as we all seen when he pays off for him. Trust me. And obviously when he plays for Colombia, you know what I mean. Early Doors has put a sort of a message in. It says Moore is probably on board time. Think the board will stick with him to the end of the season. Same thing I was saying to my brother the other day. To the end of the season, but going by yesterday's game, blaming the players after the game. You have to question his tactics. Facts, big facts, big facts, big facts.
Blaming players, I can tell you, Rod, that goes one way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That goes one way.
Exactly. You know what I say? You know what I say, bro, as well, right? Yeah. When man just start doing that, right, it tells me they're on their way out.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it tells me. You're on your way out. Do you know
It's
what I
like that last week in work where you've
Yeah.
been really nice to everybody for 4 years. Now you're on, like, you got 3 days left, and you really start telling people
Yeah,
what
you're
you
not ripping into people.
Yeah.
You know
It's like,
what I mean?
I'm never going to see you again, mate. I always thought you were a CUNT. So anyway.
Yeah. I never liked you, mate. That's what.
Yeah.
Ravi says the thing is with Jones, he has upped his game because he knows if he stays at the basic level, he might get loaned or sold. That's true. That's true.
The fire was lit. Sometimes it just takes something, and whatever it was lit under Jones. And more power to him.
Moyes has been okay as a manager for West Ham, but there have been certain games where he goes too defensive. True, and yes, you have to praise Arsenal because they took advantage of our poor form.
I think his time. I just think his time is up, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he won him that bloody European trophy. I mean,
Yeah.
he actually won. That's a huge thing.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is.
And he's got some. Look, I mean, there's like Paqueta and Kudus are two of the best players in the Premier League.
You see what Ravi just said?
I know. Do you want to start a GoFundMe, Ravi? Tell you what, Rob. You start a GoFundMe, and I'll go and get a Rooney job in Istanbul. All right, I'll come back.
Rooney, you know?
Yeah.
Rooney.
Everyone know how I get on to do some videos on that. Yeah.
Stop it, bro. Stop it. Listen, all right. Let me finish off these last two guys. All right. So Diaz, what we saying for Diaz? 7?
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
7. Okay. Darwin Núñez. I thought he was good. You know what I like about Darwin Núñez? Yeah. Right. What I like about Darwin Núñez, I know sometimes he hits a post and he misses, but you know what I like about him is his attitude. Yeah. He doesn't let his head drop. Yeah. He works and works and works. You know what I mean? Even when it's not going well for him, he still works. You know what I mean? For the team and for himself. He just doesn't allow in the day sort of like him like missing a goal or hitting a post. It doesn't allow him to bother him. It doesn't allow it to affect his game. He will still give you 100%. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I like about Darwin Núñez. Because he's probably know it in the day, right? You know what I mean? If I keep on trying, I'm going to get a goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the goal that he got against Burnley the other day was a great goal. He rose high.
That was a lovely goal. Oh, no, it was a lovely header.
Yeah, it was a lovely. It was a brilliant header. Do you know what I mean? So, I've got a lot of respect for Darwin Núñez, yeah? Because Darwin Núñez, listen, even if he didn't score the other day, you still would have got 100% out of him the rest of the game. Yeah? And you still get 100% out of him the next game. He just doesn't let things affect him like that. He doesn't let his head drop. You know what I mean? He will just carry on and then from that and work for the team. And listen, he's got his attitude alone. Listen, I was going to give him a 7, yeah? Right?
You just talked yourself up to an 8 there, Eric.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 because his attitude alone and they deserves another point. I'm sorry, you know. I know you're with me on that one.
Rods, you've got two types of mates, right? You've got two types of mates, right? You go out to the nightclub, right? And you've got that one mate that's looking at this girl and looking at this girl and looking at this girl, and then he goes up to her, right? Gives her his best line, everything fresh, everything on point, and she knocks him back, and he goes home. Then you've got that other mate that goes into the club, boom, he's up to the first girl, knocks him back. She's up to the second girl. She knocks him back as well. He goes up to the third girl. She knocks him back. But at the end of the night, he's going home with a girl because he didn't let him get it down. He went up to the other girl. And eventually, it paid off for him. Whereas your other mate, he took that first knock, he got refused, and he went straight home.
Yeah.
Because he went for that one girl. Whereas Darwin, it's like for anybody else, they'd be like, "Oh man, you look." He's like, "Come on, plenty of fish in the sea," and he's not embarrassed. He doesn't feel bad. He's like, "No, I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again."
Yeah.
And it doesn't knock him back. It doesn't knock his confidence. Whereas we all know that one guy where as soon as one girl knocks him back, he's like, "Oh, it's not going to happen for me tonight, man."
Yeah,
he's
confident.
his spirit is gone. Yeah, shot to death straight away.
Yeah.
Whereas Darwin is still there, just chatting up birds all over the place. Doesn't matter if he gets knocked back. He's like, not going to win them all, man. They're all going to go home with you.
Yeah.
They're all going to go home with you. You just got to, find the right match. And he keeps trying, and he's going home with a girl on his arm or whatever it might be. That's his good. Where the other lad, he just went home in a taxi at 11 o'clock, and now he's sobbing in bed because he missed one. That's what I love. Yeah, and that's the guy you respect.
Yeah.
Not saying you don't respect your other mate, but you look at that guy. It's like, yeah, you know what, man? Yeah, he could get knocked by every bird on this, but he will always end up going home with something.
Yeah,
he will always end up going home with somebody.
He's a trier.
Yeah, and God loves a trier, man. That's what we say. God loves a trier.
There you go. Diogo Jota. I'm going to give Diogo Jota 7.5. I'm going to give him.
I give an 8.
Yeah. One more day, of course.
Yeah.
Give him an 8 because he scored the first goal of the day to get us going. Do you know what I mean? I never stopped trying after that, really, to be honest.
Clutch, man. Like I say, he is so clutch.
Yeah.
He is just that boy that pops up. I kind of love him. I never used to like him big time. I never used to like him because I thought he was in and out and a bit hot and cold. But I'm starting to come around to him now a bit more.
I didn't like him because at the end of the day, not because of his ability or anything like that. It's just he's just getting injured too much. I didn't really like that. Do you know what I mean? But I always knew at the day he was a clutch player. I think one of the seasons at the day, yeah. And people sleep on this, even myself. Yeah, I'm guilty of as well. One of the seasons, he scored 20 goals in all competition.
Yeah,
20 goals.
He's had it in him. He's had it in him, man.
Yeah, he's an amazing player.
That's kind of why I didn't like him. Was kind of like he's one of those guys who just can't always do it. Just kind of pops up every now and again, and it's one of those guys who I always thought like, we could improve on him and all that. And maybe I was a little bit wrong. Maybe I was a little bit right. Maybe we could improve on it. But right now, at this moment, yeah, I've come around to him a lot more. Yeah, like you said, just stay fit, man. Get your place in the team. Just stay fit.
Yeah, and you'll be cool. I'm gonna give the all the subs at the day, apart from
Elliot.
Harvey Elliott, all the subs will get me 5.5. But Elliott gets a 7. Elliott gets 7, set up 2 goals, and he was awesome. I've always rated sort of like Harvey Elliott, and I always will. I just think he's an amazing player. Do you know what I mean? He's an amazing player.
Oh, brilliant, man, brilliant. Come in and do that. If he was a Man United player that came on and changed the game like that,
everybody was talking. Everybody was waxing lyrical about him. Do you know what I mean? So
he's 20 years old. It's just because he's been here so long. Almost 100 games for Liverpool now.
4 years he's been here, isn't he? 4 years.
No, he's just kind of, so it's just Elliot now. But yeah, if he come on for Chelsea or Spurs as some 20-year-old English kid, like they normally go nuts for English kids.
Yeah.
Anytime an England player scores a goal, the papers are all over it. But Harvey Elliott, it's just, look, Harvey Elliott at Liverpool. I mean, if he's got another team he could play for, he should go in the clear. Because he's never going to be. I can put on record right now. He will never be appreciated by England fans. because he plays for Liverpool, and he isn't an out and out winger or a striker or something like that. He will never be appreciated by England, and he'll never get the like. He'd play 90 minutes for Ireland, Scotland, Wales, bigger teams, But I'm putting it on the record now. He will never get the right career that he deserves in England because he'll be overlooked constantly.
Yeah. Big
He's
fan.
he's a little midfielder to come on, knit together. Who comes on and does that in a game at 20?
Didn't he play the under-20s won the under-20s England team, they won was it the World Cup or European Cup? Something like that.
The under 20s won the Euros and the under 18s won the World Cup in the same summer.
Yeah, so Harvey Elliott was playing for the under 20s, and he was instrumental in all the games that they played. Do you know what I mean?
I think that was Steve Cooper, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was Cooper that won the World Cup.
Yeah, Cooper won the World Cup.
Yeah, he'd just gone from Liverpool. Like he was coaching at Liverpool and then went to England, and then won the World Cup with England. That's why I've always stood up for Cooper as coach.
Oh, he's good. I rate him. They should have him at Crystal Palace, man. Right, let's go through this last couple of comments. Ravi says, "Big up, Brian. You're a G still."
You're a legend. Ravi is a legend. His comments are legend.
Ravi is a guy and that he's been rocking with my channel from day one, and I've got so much respect for him. So much respect for him. It's just unbelievable. He's a great person. Do you know what I mean? He gives me.
Call in more, Ravi. Ravi, you should call in, man.
You know what it is?
Not tonight, but you should call in more often.
Ravi gives me this inspiration to do this. It gives me the drive to do this. You know what I mean? Some of our fan base were calling Núñez shy after his first 2 months. There was without giving it a chance. Now some of them are starting to change their minds. Yeah, funny that, isn't it? Philip, it's funny that because what he gives us, even when he's missing chances. Truth, that's facts. Big facts, Philip Bidwell. Big facts.
Can I say something, Rodz?
Yeah, go on.
I'd take the scoring goals bit over the other stuff. Like, I think Darwin Núñez has created more noise than any player I've ever known playing for Liverpool. Yeah. I've never known anything like the Darwin Núñez YouTube comment. Oh, I've never known anything like, seriously. And I'm not trying to be anything. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in terms of the way he has immediately split the fan base, the way he's created these camps, and the way he's created to be like, basically, I don't want to be harsh on some, but yesterday somebody brought up the fact that Ollie Watkins was playing against Manchester United and he had a bad game and he missed a couple of times, right? And their immediate reaction was to say, if Darwin Núñez did that for Liverpool, yada yada yada. I was like, why the hell are you even talking about? Why does everything have to be about Darwin Núñez?
Yeah, facts.
Ollie Watkins has a good game. Ollie Watkins has a bad game. Oh, if Darwin missed that chance, all the Darwin haters would be saying this and they'd be saying that, saying this. What? It's unbelievable, Rodz. Have you ever seen anything like this, guy? In terms of creating this kind of noise. I call it noise. It's just every time something happens, it's like, oh, if that happened to Darwin, it's just like,
oh yeah.
It's crazy, man. To me, it's just like, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I've had to find myself in YouTube now. I know it's different, because when you say things, you kind of have to, I'm used to talking people down the pub, and you look them in the face, right? Or I'm talking to my mates, and you're looking them in the face, and you say something, and the look on your, and they know because I'm Irish and they know what I mean by how I'm saying it. Whereas when you're on YouTube, you say something, and you have to like totally qualify everything you're saying. Say, I don't mean this, and I don't mean that. because people are instantly going, oh, but what about this and what about that? It's so full on, man. It's so like, geez, can we just chill out on this guy?
Yeah,
Not everything has to be about Darwin. And then you get these guys coming out. And again, I'm going to call a couple of people out here. Gary, Daz, you know who you are. I argued with you in August, sitting there going, and they're going, no, Darwin is going to score 25 to 35 goals this season. In the league? Yeah, in the league. 25 to 35 in the league.
Yeah,
we should expect that. I'm like, dude, come on. Just bring it down a little bit. It's unheard of, Rodz. It's unheard of. And then like, okay, but do you not think? He said, no. Why don't you back him? Why don't you back him? I'm like, geez, because I'm realistic. And these same people, 2 weeks ago, Gary Richards said the problem with Darwin is the fans are putting too much pressure on. Well, you're there in August saying, I expect nothing less than 30 goals. Because they're the fanboys that came out in August that would tell anyone that was going to listen, he's going to be a Golden Boot winner, now have to completely back themselves so far into a corner. Go, oh no, he does this, he does. It's like, can we not just speak honestly? He's okay. He's not brilliant. He could score more goals, but it's not hate. It's not agenda.
Yeah.
But Rodz, have you ever known anything like it?
No, I haven't. It's crazy. It's literally crazy.
It really, it's a hand grenade in isn't it? Like you can just walk into a conversation.
Yeah.
Say Darwin Núñez. It's like pulling a pin and you just throwing a hand grenade into the middle and just see what happens.
I think a lot of times, some of these like modern fans in the day, they're just like, I don't know. Sometimes they say the most outlandish things in the day, and when you don't back them in the day, they look at you sideways, like say, "Well, you ain't a proper fan, then." Do you know what I mean?
That's what I hate. That's what I can't stand is the I didn't know you were a Darwin hater.
Yeah,
Sit down, you 7-year-old child. Please sit down.
All right. I was on Beijing Reds TV one time, yeah, and I was talking about like Salah and then Day, right? And this was sort of like after, the Man United game, you know what I mean, when he should have passed to sort of like to Shimikas, because Shimikas was through, or literally, and if he passes to Shimikas, all Shimikas had was a tap in, you know what I mean, literally tap in, yeah. Anyway. So what I was trying to explain it, and like Salah, and sometimes he can be selfish. You know what I mean? He can be selfish. Sometimes when the best option is to pass, he shoots. When the best option is to shoot, he passes. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes he does things back to front. You know what I mean? Bit of constructive criticism in the day, right?
Yeah.
Got this guy in the comment, not mentioning the names in the day, right? Yeah. Glasgow Red John. I'm not mentioning names, right? Yeah. But like he's come and said, like, he goes, it's like, how can he say that? It's like he scored 200 goals for the club and that. Yeah, he may have scored 200 goals for the club, but it doesn't mean that in the day that he hasn't been selfish on certain occasions, and he hasn't at the day picked the right option. You know what I mean? Instead of picking the wrong option. Do you know what I mean? And we all know in the day that Salah can do that. Salah cannot pick the right option and pick the wrong option just to make himself look good. Do you know what I mean? Just so he's the top scorer. Do you understand what I'm getting at? You know what I mean? And I literally call that selfish. But of course, at the end of the day, when you mention these sort of things, whether it be sort of like Salah, whether it would be Darwin Núñez, whether it be Trent Alexander, you know what I mean? Whoever it may be, whenever you mention these sort of things as a constructive criticism, all of a sudden you're a hater, or all of a sudden you're not fit to support the club, and this and that and everything. You know what isn't there? I'll just say, look, I said what I said, deal with it. Simple as that. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones. I said what I said. You know what I mean?
The old school debate of where the way I always looked at it is when we were together as Liverpool fans in private, then we could speak our minds. Then we could not slag off, but say what we thought was wrong with the players that we had or our best, whatever it was. When we're all Liverpool fans together, but if a Manchester United fan was to walk into the room, no, they're the best players in the world. All your players are shit. That's how it works. But as fans, but as fans together, we used to be able to say like you say, constructive criticism. That seems to have disappeared now. Where as soon as you do criticize one of our players, it means you're basically on one side of a wall or a fence. You don't want to be on that. You haven't drawn. Someone else has drawn that line and put you on either side. Where we were like, no. Like you said, no. It's just, and it is very not like you say. In that game, I think Salah was very selfish. He should have done that in that particular. And then someone will say, yeah, but what about the last 400 games he's played? It's like, it's not about 400. It's about. It's just about today. It's like, okay. We just seem to have lost that ability to kind of criticize amongst ourselves and realize that we're not slagging off. It's, and I suppose it's when we're on lives and things like this, people need to nuance is something that I think is implied a lot, and I've learned to understand that it isn't when in things like this, that you really need to kind of say what you mean really plainly sometimes. Whereas I can say something to you with a nod and a wink and you'll know exactly what I mean. You'll know exactly. But if I say it and I don't put like a load of caveats and all this on it, then you just get you get attacked for it and ruined for it. It's like, I just think it's really interesting why Darwin Núñez has become the more like was the one to kick this off as such. Why was it nobody else? What is it about him that has made it kind of the hill that everybody wants to die on? But I think it's very interesting, but it's become a little bit tedious maybe as fans to have to always be.
I understand perfectly. What we said,
because we all love the club. That's what gets lost in this a lot of times. We all love the club. We all want the club to win.
Well, let's see that fella called Maddie, which he seems to love the club. Yeah, in the day, sort of like he wants Klopp out the club. Great. Anyway, time to go. Sorry, can't hang around. Take care, the pair of you. Catch you another time. Yes, man. And make sure, guys, you go and like and subscribe to Early Doors Football TV, man. He's a great guy doing some brilliant content. Make sure you go and subscribe to him, please. Ravi says, when Dom and Mac are back in the team together, should we do more long-range shots, goals like we did versus Fulham in the league? Won't hurt, mate. It won't hurt at all. It won't hurt. Rodz, you should get an Arsenal fan called Side. Yeah, he's got good actually from his channel, the Football Corner. His channel's called the Football Corner. He's got a good knowledge of football, and all like you and Brian, and has good banter. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
I know the guy. I know him. I know his face. I mean, I'm not saying I know him, but I know who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, was he on? Is he on Instagram?
Oh, I wouldn't. I know him from being on. It's either Grizz or Turkish, but I know it's Sad. I know that guy. Yeah. But,
it's Sad.
Wally's, but Saeed isn't. Oh no, that's the Man U guy.
All right, his channel's called the Football Corner. So I'll seek him out and try and get in the show. Why not? Do you know what I mean? All right, we've come to the end of the show, my friend. You know what I mean?
Great show. Really good.
It was. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes I think I could say for myself, sometimes I think, when you sort of like do shows consecutively, sometimes they can get very stressful. Sometimes it's good to space them out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But fair play to the people and that do shows like consecutively. Fair play to you guys because you lot work hard. You know what I mean?
No, I'm telling you, man, it's easy to get burnt out.
Yeah.
Like, I was so stressed tonight. I was really stressed because I really wanted to come on your show tonight, and it was really I was really aware of the fact that I wasn't able to come on the last one, and I thought I was going to be on, and it was on 12-man show, and I knew, like, I'm not going to lie, I was at 9 o'clock this morning, 10 o'clock this morning, I was up, I was going, I hope Rodz texts me, telling me he's doing a show, so I can know, because it's already in my head, just like, I don't want to do, let someone down, or I want to be on someone's show, but it's like, and this is just me, like, trying to do my own thing and be on your show and chat with you and interact with you and do the other things. And it's like, and these aren't even my channels, man. It's like you can get so stressed out and so burnt out. And I'm already thinking, like, tonight, I was like, I'm not sure if I want to do another show tomorrow, but I have to do another show tomorrow. And that's going to be 4 hours.
Who's that? Who you doing the show with tomorrow?
Well, we're going to do the 4th round of the cup with 12. And we did this thing 3 weeks ago. We all picked teams.
Okay.
I'll put them into the thing. There was round 1, round 2, round 3. Tomorrow night's going to be round 3. So yeah, when you're starting to go like every night and it's your own channel, even me, I'm like, I really want, like, when someone, I'm not trying to big myself up or something, but like, if someone said to me, "Oh, can you be on my show?" Like, the first time in my life, like 2 days ago, I was like, I don't think I can, because I want to be on Rod's show.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get. It's already, even just as me, it was stressing me out today. Like, I don't want to let Rodz down if he wants me to come on. How can I do both shows? How can I do this? And they're not even my talent. Well, it's a lot of stress, man. It's a lot to do this. Is like, people out there, when you're watching, like, I love these shows, to be able to call in and chat to people, talk to people. So it is a lot of work for someone like you, for anyone to just be able to say, I'm gonna do this every single night or every second night. You gotta pace yourself. You gotta pace yourself, because you'll burn out, and what you'll do is you'll end up stopping because you burn out. So you need to pace it properly, and so it's great. Like, everyone I know, because it's all the same names in these channels and stuff, and I know that they really appreciate the work people like you do, because it's not easy. It really, like, I'm just a guest on these things, and that's what I was trying to point out. Even as just a guest, it's stressful to try and kind of, try and help people, do what you want to do. But so as people are actually doing it every night, man, more props to you, man. More power to you.
Well, yeah, isn't they? I always say, like, me and Fuzzy, Fuzzy.
Yeah, I know what.
Fuzzy. Good friend of mine. We talk regular. Do you know what I mean? We talk regular, and and I said at the day, right, one thing about doing this, like, this YouTube thing, I do it for the love of it. I do it for love of it. So at any present time, I mean, I could have nobody watching me. I could literally have nobody watching me, and I could still carry on, because I'm doing it for the love of it. I'm not doing it in the day. I'm not. I mean, obviously, in the subscribers are nice. Don't get me wrong. The subscribers are nice, and when people like your video, it's,
of course.
It's nice. When they call in, it's all nice. When you got something to interact with, it's all nice. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate all of it. I appreciate every bit of it. But most of all, I do this for the love. I do this.
The only way to do it, man. The only real way to do it. The only real way to do it. Otherwise, you're fake, and you're going to go when the going gets tough, or like you say, when you got, like, you show up and you got 0 viewers, nobody on the live stream or whatever. Like, if you don't love it, you're going to just say, F this.
Yeah, because
people will know straight away. People will know straight away that you're just in it for the.
I'll tell you what. When I first started it, and I think that, right, nobody was coming in and putting in chats in and stuff. No views, no this, no that, and I think that. I was saying, what the hell can I do to get the views up? I can this and that. Do you know what I mean? and it was stressful. It was stressful.
Yeah.
And what is it in day, right? I decided in day, listen, the only way I can do this in the day is not to really bother who watches or this and that. Do it because you love it. Just talk.
Yeah.
Just do it. Do you know what I mean? You know? And when you got nothing else, when you got nothing to talk about, that's when you end the show. You end the show, so like, you know, that's come to the end of the show and stuff. Because you run out of things to say, you know what I mean? But do it for the love of it. Do you know what I mean? That's what
It's
I
like
got. There's a
field of
guy,
dreams. It's field of dreams. If you build it, they will come.
yeah, it's
If
a
you
guy.
build something real, if you build something fake and you're only in it to get views and you don't get views, you'll bin it because you don't believe in it.
Yeah,
Because you could sit there and all night and talk about it.
yeah.
And
I've
that's
done
what
it before. Brian, when I first, you know, when the first couple of months and day of me doing this and everything like that, right? I used to have 5-hour streams. I tell you what, the longest stream I've ever done in a day, right, was 8 hours. 8 hours, you know.
that's a bit, yeah. I've done some 5s and 6, but
No, I've done 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's me, and this is when, you know, this guy was a good guy. It's me, Gargle Red John, Baz, and people. Tony was in there, and people were just coming in, jumping in and jumping out. So
Yeah.
even once came in for half an hour, and he went. And then when he looked at must have about 2 hours later, he must have looked at YouTube, and he was still on. He goes, "Raw, you man still on?" Do you know what I mean? You know, so
Yeah.
like, you know, I've done the 8-hour streams. Do you know what I mean? When I sort of like when the first time I met Enzo and Dave, when I was doing like long streams and that. Do you know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
so you know, I'm used to doing that. Once I get a good group of people around me, yeah, and
Yeah.
we talk about football. It might start from football and it might just go to anything. You know what I mean? And once I got them sort of people around me, I can talk all night. We can have a conversation all night. It was like the 8 hours coming for them. I said, you know what? Yeah, because we started at 8 o'clock and we finished just after 4 in the morning.
That's great. Yeah, I love that, man. I love that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good. You know what I mean? It's so good. Like,
Because when you're on them, that's the thing. When you look at it back, it's 8 hours. But if you're doing it,
you don't
if
think
you're
about
doing it, flies. An hour can fly by when you're doing a live
it, mate.
stream.
You
It
just don't.
really can. Absolutely fly by.
You literally don't think about it. And Ravi knows what I'm talking about. Ravi says there are a lot of YouTubers who click bait for views and say they are fans of clubs makes makes you question that they are just in it just because it's popularity, which is facts,
Yeah.
and want to make money and not about football. That is big facts. You know what I mean? Ravi, do me a favor, WhatsApp me that guy's oh shit, I've frozen. Shit. Oh shit.
Absolutely.
No, but Ravi, WhatsApp me that guy's the guy's thing, the guy from the football channel, football corner channel. WhatsApp me his handle and I'll get in touch with him. Right. What I'm going to do, I am going to I'm gonna I'm gonna come in and come back. I'm gonna come out and come back in again, so I can end the show because I've actually frozen. You know what I mean? So bear with me. I should be back. Bear with me.
He will be back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Nobody likes some dead air, so I'll just talk absolute nonsense while Rod is out of the room. You know, carrots are nice. I like carrots. Carrots and parsnips are nice when you mash them together. Not the best mash things, obviously. Mashed potatoes would be the obviously best thing that you can mash best. But mashed carrot and parsnips are nice. Sunday roast is kind of a thing you could do with that. But yeah, carrots. More time for carrots. people should spend more time thinking about carrots, eating carrots, and talking about carrots. Less time talking about Darwin Núñez, more time eating carrots. There you go. That's my piece of advice for the evening. Spend less time talking about Darwin Núñez, more time eating vegetables. Or juices. Juices are also nice if Rodz isn't coming back. Juices are also good. You can also carrot juice. You can do carrot juice. Carrot cake too. That's not too bad. It's not very good for you. You can juice carrots, spinach. You can put everything in those juicers these days, can't you? And then you can air fry it, probably. Everybody air fries everything these days. You can do that too. You weren't expecting this, were you? No. Air fried spinach, probably not that nice. Things you can't air fry. I don't know. Apparently, there's a show this morning. I don't know if you watched this morning, and it's a really big thing now. Air fryers are so big. Who would know? Who would have known air fryers? Where they have a chef that comes on this morning every week. I think it's at least once a week, and he comes up with his latest air fryer creations. Because they're supposed to be just about healthy chips start at the time, but then people change to other things. Rod, you gonna help me out here? I think you can make cake. I think you can make cake in an air fryer. You can probably make babies. No, you can't make babies in an air fryer. You can make soup. You can make all kinds. Anyway, air fryer. Go get one. They're great. Rods, come back. No, this is not the way you want to end your show, man. No, I think we've lost Rods. So anyway, this is Rods' channel. If anyone is watching. It's I think we may have lost Rods altogether. Can't talk about air fryers all night. Let's see. What else could we talk about? Why Rods is gone? No. Rods, man. Come on. Nope.
Yes, I'm back, man. I can end the show now.
I was just about to leave. I nearly knew. Do not listen back. Do not listen back to what I said while you were off air. Whatever you do.
What did you say? Where the fuck is he gone?
No, whatever you do, don't listen back to whatever I said.
Dog, it's gonna be there, isn't it? You won't just tell me.
I was talking about air fryers. And I was talking about this morning, and I was talking about mashed carrot and parsnip, basically, is what I was talking about.
It's all good. Listen, thank you for joining me tonight. Yeah. Greatly appreciated. As I said, love your insight on football and on everything. Do you know what I mean? You got a good take on things, and always appreciate you being on my show, my friend. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you very much, Rod. I always appreciate it.
No problem. Always appreciate the show.
Have a wonderful evening, anybody that's still listening. Have a great time. Have a great evening. Have a great night.
Yeah, I'll give you a shout and everything. We'll sort out another show for the week and that, but I'll give you a shout.
Cool. Nice one.
No problem, my friend.
Oh man, take it easy.
Take care, my brother. Take care.
Bye bye.
If you're gonna watch this on a reboot, which you will be doing now, please like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification button. And please share this stream on all social media platforms, please. Okay. I shall hopefully be back tomorrow. Today now, this evening. I should be back this evening with a show. See what I can get sorted. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, thanks for joining me this evening. It's been great. It's been great. So listen, in the meantime, what's that? I'll see. In the meantime, listen, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Stay blessed. I'm out. Take care, guys.